Hello guys, welcome to Win Chemistry. Today we are going to discuss the next reaction, the next reagent, which is trimethyl iodide and Peterson olefination. This is my 8th video on reagent. If you have not watched the earlier videos, please do watch it. There I have covered various reagents in a simple way. Now again here also we are going to discuss a trimethyl iodide in the very simpler form. Now what are these? These are organosilicon reagents these are organosilicon reagents, okay, and they are generally used for protection of alcohols, alkenes, thiols, and they are used in nucleophilic addition reactions. Okay, here again they are used in the protection of terminal alkynes and also used as nucleophilic reagent in oxygen carbon bond cleavage. Now let's see what is their role and how they can be prepared. Now preparation: organosilicon compounds can be prepared by treating silicon chloride with 3 moles of methyl magnesium chloride. We get what? Trimethyl chloride. If you take iodine here, you will get trimethyl iodide. Okay. Now next, what are the applications? The major is application part. Now let's discuss the application part of this. So first very important application is protection of alcohols as TMS ethers. Now this is very important applications. This again we are going to discuss in the protection and deprotection of alcohols and thiols. They can be protected as TMS ethers for alcohols and they are protected as TMS thioethers for thiols. See here, trimethyl iodides are used as protecting groups for alcohols, amines and thiols. They convert alcohols into trimethyl ethers and thiols into trimethyl thioethers. Okay, now I am going to take just an example of alcohol. Now if I replace this oxygen by sulfur, it will become protection of thiol. Okay, but we'll take only one example, you will understand. Now this is an alcohol. Now how to protect this? Just treat this alcohol with trimethyl iodide. Okay, this I will go as I minus, this Si will get a Si plus, and what happens here is this lone pair of electrons will come and attack on the Si and we get CH3, CH2OSi and CH3 thrice. Okay, now with the elimination of Hi, a simple reaction it is. Okay, this point even you can write for protection of alcohols as well as protection of thiols as TMS ethers and TMS thioethers respectively. Okay, in the protection and deprotection chapters. Okay, now silyl ether can be cleaved with aqueous base or acid. Now see, when I am protecting this as silyl ether, I should also know how to come back to the original form. When I protected any group, then I should also know how to deprotect it in a simpler way without making any much changes in the structure. Now what here they have given, this can be cleaved easily in the aqueous base or aqueous acid conditions, but this trimethyl groups, they are quite sensitive to many of the aqueous conditions. Okay, they are quite sensitive to many of the aqueous conditions. Now I will explain you how to deprotect it. Now the deprotection is very simple here. You can use, instead of for deprotecting any fluoride agent, okay, like HF you can use. Okay, here we'll use HF which can deprotect this trimethyl ether very easily. Now always remember, this silicon and oxygen bond, whatever it is there, it is quite weaker than the silicon fluoride. Okay, this bond can be cleaved easily, whereas this bond cannot be cleaved easily, and this bond is weaker than this bond. Hence what will happen when I treat this with HF? So what happens here? Silicon is electropositive. Now silicon is electropositive. Now instead of this, the silicon and oxygen bond will be broken. This silicon and oxygen bond will be broken and the silicon tries to make a new bond with the fluorine, which is more stronger than the silicon oxygen bond. Now oxygen has got negative charge on it. Now where it will go? This negative charge will go on the hydrogen, which is H plus. Yes or no? So it will form what? CH3, CH2OH plus SiF. A new bond is formed between silicon and CH3. This one point you remember, silicon makes more stronger bond with fluorine than oxygen and carbon. Okay, this point we are coming later, also we are coming across this point, so hence please remember this and just take a screenshot of this so that you can read and you can write in your notes. I think you have taken the screenshot. We'll go to the next point. Hope this point is cleared. This is about protection of alcohols and thiols as TMS ethers. Here I have not mentioned D protection. Here you just write any fluorinating agent. You can use DMF, dimethyl form fluoride. Any fluorinating agents you can use where we can introduce fluorine to the silicon. Okay, so we will get this reaction. This one step additional you just add on in your notes, which I have not written here. So even this same thing you can write for protection of alcohols as well as protection of thiols. Okay, now next reaction is used as nucleophilic reagent in oxygen carbon bond cleavage. Okay, now this is our second reaction. Just a second. Okay, now ethers. Now take ethers. Now ethers react with trimethyl iodide. Now how this reaction is taking place? I will go as I minus. Now this Si, see this bond is weaker here now compared to oxygen. I is quite less electronegative. Now this bond is weaker, hence this bond will break and this Si will try to make a new bond with oxygen. Okay, now what has happened? R1 O R2 plus SiMe3 into I minus. Now O has got this lone pair of electrons will come on Si and this I will leave, I minus will come. So R1 oxygen R2, this plus charge will be there on the oxygen and it is I minus. Now from where this positive charge will be neutralized, whether from OSI bond or OR1 bond. I told you always, right? Silicon will make a more stronger bond with oxygen than that of the carbons. So and carbon oxygen bond is still more weaker than that of the oxygen silicon bond. So what will happen? This bond will be broken and you will get R2O SiMe3 plus R1I. That is alkyl halides are formed here. What is formed? Alkyl halide. So one more alkyl group is there. Okay, one more alkyl group is there. Again treat with one more mole of trimethyl iodide. Again this will get I minus. Again this lone pair of oxygens will come on the Si and again I minus is generated. Again we get this form. Again oxygen is carrying a positive charge. So R2 will give, this bond will give electrons to this positive charge and we get one more alkyl iodide. So alkyl iodides are formed by the reaction of ethers with trimethyl iodide. So this is a very simple reactions. Hope you will understand without any confusions or difficulties. So now next applications will go on. I think you are taking the screenshots whenever I am completing one applications. Now next is use of trimethyl iodide in nucleophilic addition reaction. Now here there are two different types of addition reaction they undergo. When there is only a carbonyl group like aldehyde and ketone, when there is a no alpha beta unsaturated ketone, here 1,2 addition takes place. Okay, I minus will be here and Si plus Me3, which will now this lone pair of electrons, remember this lone pair of electrons attack on the SiMe3, okay, and it will get a positive charge. Okay, and this bond goes, now positive charge is developed on the carbon and I minus will come and attack on the carbon. So what is formed? RCH IOSiMe3. Okay, so when it is just a carbonyl group, it will undergo 1,2 addition reaction. It will undergo 1,2 addition reaction. When I take an alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, this is an alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, then how the reaction is going to happen? So that time the reaction is going to happen by conjugate addition. That is Michael addition you can say, or 1,4 addition you can say. So conjugate addition reaction takes place when trimethyl iodide reacts with the alpha beta unsaturated ketone. That is, O will come here, plus charge will come here. This bond shifts here, carbon will get a positive charge. Now this double bond will move here. Now positive charge is developed on which carbon now? This fourth carbon. So 1, 2, 3, this carbon. Okay, conjugated carbon. So I minus will attack at this position. So 1,4 addition takes place in case of alpha beta unsaturated ketone. If alpha beta unsaturated ketone is not there, then it will undergo 1,2 addition reaction. So this reagent will undergo both 1,2 addition reaction as well as 1,4 addition reaction. Whereas in case of Gilman reagents, I have told you, right, they undergo just 1,4 addition reaction. Okay. So these are the intermediates between silicon, organosilicon compounds are the intermediates between the soft, so they also act as soft nucleophile as well as hard nucleophile. Okay, so in between they undergo both the reactions. Now protection of terminal alkynes. How to protect this terminal alkyne? See, you know the alkyne hydrogen is always acidic in nature. You just remember alkyne hydrogen is very acidic in nature, so it can be removed as H plus, and this carbon will get a negative charge. Now when I treat with a Grignard reagent, what will happen? This H plus is replaced by the MgBr group. When I treat with trimethyl silyl iodide, now what is this? This is a substitution reaction. MgBr is substituted by the trimethyl silyl group. So this is how we have protected the alkyne group. Now one of the important name reaction we are going to discuss here is synthesis of alkene by Peterson reaction. Now this is one of the major application of trimethyl silyl iodides. In many reactions, we know this CH3 thrice Si act as just like a proton, which is just as acidic proton, and are replaced by bases. Similarly, fluoride or alkoxide can promote removal of SiCH3 thrice and result in the formation of alkene. Now I will just explain you the reactions. Now you can take the screenshot of this or have everything. Now I will explain how the mechanism takes place. Now it is, see, now this is beta hydroxy compound, right? This is alpha and this is a beta hydroxy compound. So when beta hydroxy compound is treated with an acid, now what I am taking here is an acid. Any acid you can use. You can use BF3, you can use H2SO4. Just why I need this acid, I will tell you. Just I need to remove the OH as a OH2 group. Okay, so a simple acid you can use where it will convert that OH group into OH2. Now OH2 group is a easily leaving group, so OH2 will leave. Now what is generated here? A positive charge is generated on the carbon atom. Now remember here, now there is a fluoride ion, right? Now there is a fluoride ion. I have told you in the first application that silicon is always trying to make a stronger bond by breaking the weaker bond. Now for this trimethyl silyl group, this silicon and carbon bond is weaker bond. This is a weaker bond, and now we have availability of fluoride ions. Now what it does is it will break this bond, and now here OH2 is there, OH2 will leave, this bond will come here. Now this silicon is carrying a positive charge. Now it is always trying to make what? A new strong bonds. Hence what will happen? This fluoride ion will come and attack on the silicon. Now what will happen? C6H5CH, this is double bond CH2 plus H2O is removed and trimethyl silyl fluoride is formed. This is what a alkene generation. Now what is formed? Alkene. Hence it is called as Peterson olefination reaction also. It is also known as Peterson olefination reaction. Also remember, now when we need to discuss the stereochemistry of this reaction. These Peterson reactions are stereospecific in nature. Now that we are going to discuss now. So Peterson reaction takes place in both the conditions, that is acidic, acid and basic conditions. Now first we will discuss the Peterson reaction in the case of acid. Now as earlier mechanism I have explained, it is in acidic condition. Okay, same way I will explain by considering the stereochemistry of the molecule. Now take a beta hydroxy compound which is in the form of erythroform. Erythroform means what? Both the C3H7. Now if you take this antiperiplanar compound, let's discuss the stereochemistry of the Peterson reaction. Now I have taken the compound which is in the erythro form. Okay, now here both the C3H7 are on the, one is on towards the Weaver and one is on the opposite of the Weaver. Okay, now here the stereochemistry depends on the transition state which is formed in the reaction. Now in acidic condition which transition state is formed, and in basic condition which transition state is formed, that is you need to remember. Now as I have told in the earlier mechanism, now what will happen in acidic condition, H will come and attack on the OH2, that is it will get a plus charge. Now what will happen, it will go, now this is a transition state. Now this is a transition state. Now transition state is arranged in such a way that there are two leaving groups. What are two leaving groups here are, one is OH2 and one more is SiMe3. Those two leaving groups should come anti-periplanar. They should be in the anti-periplanar, and two CH3 groups are on the same side and one hydrogen above and one hydrogen below. This should be anti-periplanar. C3H7 like this, they should be, everything should be anti-periplanar in nature. Now when I am adding an acid HF, what is generated a fluoride. So I told you right earlier in the normal reaction. Now what will happen, F will form a SiMe3 and SiMe3 will leave and it will give electrons to this, and OH2 is easily leaving. So both are leaving from the opposite sides. Now what is left? Now both the C3H7 are also on the opposite side. Now whatever isomer is generated here, now it is an E isomer. So when the reaction takes place in acidic condition, the transition state whichever is formed is anti-periplanar in nature and it will give rise to E isomer. So E2 elimination takes place. You can take the screenshot of this to write the notes. Now next I am going to discuss is the reaction in the presence of base. Now how the reaction is taking place in presence of base. Now directly this only we need to take. Okay, this only we need to take. See, I need to take this reactant only. So directly I have written the transition state. So this is the transition state I have written. Here the transition state is in such a way that both the leaving groups are on same side. Now why both the leaving groups are on same side? So when base comes and attacks on the hydrogen, what will happen? O minus is generated. O minus is generated. Now what is the nature of Si? Si is having a vacant d orbital and it can take the lone pair of electrons on it. Yes or no? So what will happen? This lone pair of electrons which are present on the oxygen are shifted to the silicon. Now what will happen? A transition state is generated like this. A transition state is generated like this. Now what happens? Now this bond shifts here. Now bond breaking takes place. This bond comes here. This bond shifts here. What will you get is the Z isomer. Now both the C3H7 groups remains on the same side. So what you are getting? Erythro form is getting a Z isomer in the basic condition, and the elimination which is taking place is in the form of syn periplanar. Both the leaving groups are present on the same side, and this is the transition state which is generated. Okay, and what you will get? Z isomer. This is what Peterson olefination reaction. You just remember, in the presence of an acid it will gives rise to E form, and in the presence of base the product formed is Z isomer. That is, it is cis form because it is syn, the mechanism is taking place through syn periplanar. And for the acid catalyst, when we are using acid catalyst, that time it is taking in the form of anti-periplanar elimination, hence it is E isomer is formed. So hope you have understood the video. If you have understood, please like the video, share the video and subscribe the video, and